Hello and welcome to Canada Games TV today. My name is Philip Baudry and I will be your host for the whole show. So first off, our first story, medals. You know how important those medals are for these athletes. It's an achievement of a lifetime. For this year's Canada Games, the medals have been designed by a local artist of Prince George. And we have our reporter, Chantal Koskitsa, to give you the details.
It's what every athlete here at the Canada Winter Games is competing towards. And this year, these medals mean more about community than ever. The medals were designed by Jennifer Pigden, a local artist, teacher, and counselor with the Claytlay Tenay.
It's imperative that the chosen design should respect and reflect not only the local cultures, languages, but the entirety of this vast, diverse region.
The wolf paw on the front of the medal represents the wolf pack of teammates, fans, and family that athletes rely on to succeed. Each medal is presented in a hand-woven moose hide pouch, all made by members of the community. From design to production, the medals, produced by Tech Resources, have a strong British Columbian connection.
So one of the things that Tech does is produce a lot of zinc in the world in the metallurgical facility in Trail, BC. So they cast the zinc that forms the basis for all of the gold, silver, and bronze medals. Also, the medal itself was produced by a company in Vancouver.
And that community connection is what the Games are all about.
It's really important to know where's our roots as an athlete. Yeah, where you're born, but more than that. So when you are, example, at the end, at the Olympic, when you're on the podium, this is the only moment, this is for you. So what you're looking your medal, and what you're thinking about what you achieved to be there, where you pass, where you're from. So that medal, that's mean exactly the same. So this is where we are from.
For Pigden, it will be like stepping up on the podium every time a medal is presented.
So each athlete who reaches the podium will take home a good piece of what we are here in the north and what we call home.
These medals will be on display at the Two Rivers Art Gallery for the duration of the Games. Chantal Koskitsa for Canada Games TV today.
Have you ever dreamed of being Robin Hood? Well, I know I have. And we're lucky enough to have our reporter, Daniel Stevens, who went to archery, and he's going to show you how to use that bow.
So I'm sitting down with Connor and David Sorley, and they're a part of the archery team for Saskatchewan. Connor?
Yes?
How does it feel?
Feels good. Went to the last Games, but this one is for some reason feeling a little bigger, so definitely getting excited.
There was an article about you down in Arizona, was it? 2 years ago or 3
maybe
years
Vegas?
Ago? Vegas,
yeah.
Las Vegas. 900 points over 2 days. You got 848.
Yeah.
7th in the world.
Practice makes perfect. That's all it is.
Right. And you're not juicing.
Nope, definitely not.
I know nothing about archery.
Okay.
And I did an extensive amount of research on Wikipedia last night. What kind of arrows do you guys use?
I like the aluminums. I find them, they're bigger generally.
Okay.
So you get a few more line cutters, which means a few more points.
And so as far as having fun with archery, do you do this apart from sport? Like in competition?
I guess at times. So we're always training. I guess the most fun part is just meeting people. There's a new thing that opened up in Toronto, which is where I train. I actually live there right now.
Okay.
It's called archery tag. It's basically paintball with bows. Oh. So I think we're going to get a bunch of friends to go and do that, because that would be a lot of fun.
That answers my next question. Have you ever shot a human?
Oh, well, that would be the first time.
Yes, you have.
Oh boy, that could come back.
Have you ever put something on a fence and tried to hit it?
Not necessarily on a fence, but everybody shoots cans. Everybody shoots things they're not supposed to.
Rodents?
I've never.
Unless
couple
they
pop
deserve
shots. Well,
right.
Gophers are
unless they're
big pass, right?
Being jerks.
Yeah.
Squirrels are jerks, people. When you hit your first bullseye, when you saw that he was real good, did his allowance go up?
No.
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 Does he still have the arrows with the suction cups on the end? Okay. Now I have a list of questions that other people have prepared for me, and they really want to know. Have you ever stolen from the rich to give to the needy?
I haven't. I think it's crossed every archer's mind. Gotta fulfill that Robin Hood history, but I have not.
Right.
Yes. I promise.
Okay.
That I can tell you.
I'll take your word for it. Who is your favorite character from Lord of the Rings?
My favorite character? So I think I'd have to go with Gimli. Just kidding, totally Legolas. You gotta, of course, right?
Have you ever shot an apple off someone's head?
An apple? I have never shot an apple off somebody's head. I have shot an apple, but never off somebody's head.
You don't feel tempted at all?
I'm like 1% tempted. but I'll still
1%.
pass. 1%.
You don't know me. I mean, I could be a jerk.
You could be. You could be one of the
You know?
squirrels.
You don't know.
I don't, but the fact that I don't know is what's...
The archery competition runs from the 15th to the 18th. I'm Daniel Stevens for Canada Games TV Today.
You're getting hungry? Well, if not, you'll be after this. We have our reporter Chantal Koskitsa, who was at the Plaza, and she will show you the food you can find at the Canada Games.
I'm down here at the Canada Winter Games Plaza, and there's a ton of food trucks behind me, so we're going to go check out what the best eats here in Prince George are.
I don't know, maybe the donuts. A&W's. I like pizza and spaghetti. It's really good.
So have you tried any of the food carts yet here?
I haven't tried a food cart yet, but I think I'm going to try some poutine.
Poutine's the go-to.
That's what I hear.
Good food in Prince George, I recommend Chimo Mediterranean Grill. It's a pasta place in town and they make the best pasta.
I would think Chimo's, yeah.
I'll have to say Costco, hot dogs.
I had butter chicken, and that was good. Yeah, I like that.
Well, there aren't any Costco hot dogs available on the Plaza. I did get my hands on this poutine, and it is pretty amazing. I'm Chantal Koskitsa, enjoying the food in Prince George for Canada Games TV Today.
After the break, a little behind the scenes at Biathlon, so you better not touch that mouse. Stay tuned.
There is an ancient rhythm that flows through all things, through rocky spires and ocean's swell, the endless stillness of green. And in the restless depths of human hearts, the voice of the wild within.
It's a moment Dylan Armstrong has been waiting almost 7 years for. The Canadian Olympian finally received his bronze medal from the 2008 Beijing Summer Games in front of his hometown of Kamloops, BC.
I don't know, I'm really overwhelmed. This is amazing. The communities came out here today and showing their support. You know, I can't describe it. It's just an amazing feeling to have this finally around my neck.
Armstrong finished 4th in the event, but was bumped to 3rd place after Andrei Mikhnevik of Belarus received a lifetime ban for a doping offense.
Thank you to the IOC, the COC, and the IAAF for their help in getting this medal back to Canada where it really belongs.
The Canada Games alumni won 2 gold medals in 2001 and believes his bronze is proof that hard work and patience pays off.
You know, stay clean, promote a healthy sport, a clean sport, stay dedicated, and good results will come.
Armstrong hopes to carry the momentum into the 2016 Games in Rio de Janeiro. Justin Kwan for Canada Games TV Today.
Now, a little story on one of the oldest winter sports, biathlon. We have our reporter, Robin Batchelor, behind the scenes to give you the story.
It's a busy day at the Otway Nordic Ski Center as athletes from across the country prepare to compete in biathlon. The sport combines cross-country skiing and accuracy shooting, making it a uniquely challenging event.
The word biathlon itself means 2 tests. And what this means is that you have to do 2 diametrically opposed things. Shooters need nice low heart rates. Skiers need to be able to accelerate and go fast and give it their all to make maximum performance in their time. So you want to ski fast, but you want to shoot straight.
Despite the array of modern technology used in the sport, biathlon is actually rooted in ancient history.
Biathlon is one of the oldest winter sports. Early petroglyphs say that biathlon goes back to some 4,000 years ago with its history in Norway. There are accounts of the ancient Greeks, like Xenophon, writing about battles of skiers with spears. So it comes from an old warfare style.
Across its long history, the sport hasn't lost its luster and continues to grow in popularity. This year, 85 athletes from across the country will be competing in biathlon, hoping to one day represent Canada on the international stage. Robin Batchelor for Canada Games TV Today.
We have an incredible comeback story for you. It's about an Alberta athlete who overcame a life-threatening experience and is now back in the games for the second time to try to bring back the gold. Tyson Fedor has a story.
Wheelchair basketball, a sport that requires strength and determination, but one that Zach Madell never expected to play.
Initially, when I was 10 years old, I somehow contracted a staph infection, and so doctors had to perform amputations on my fingers and my legs from below the knee. And ever since then, I was athletic my whole life growing up and just told myself I wanted to get back into sports.
Madell always had a positive mindset on his situation, but after the surgery, he realized he needed to get back into the sports world.
I think early on, I just had the mindset that I didn't want to look at it negatively, wanted to go out and make the most of what I still had. And so because of that, sport was such a big part of my life before, I wanted to keep that consistent.
Zach has also represented Canada on the world stage at the 2012 Paralympic Games in London, where he was a member of the silver medal wheelchair rugby team. Now for Zach, this will be his second Canada Winter Games as he took part in the 2011 Winter Games in Halifax. He's a veteran now at 20 years old and will be relied upon heavily to make sure that Team Alberta can get a higher finish.
So you just look at that kid and you're just like, oh my God, what this kid is able to do. And he just brings not only that passion and that attitude, but his ability and the skill with the disability that he has is absolutely amazing. So we rely on Zach, and I mentioned to Zach last night, his Paralympic experience. We're going to rely on that a lot this week when we go deep into the tournament.
I think I can draw from those experiences just because it is such a high level, and knowing how to cope with that pressure, and hopefully I can bring that composure to the rest of the team and keep everyone level-headed throughout the games.
Madell also took part in the opening ceremony by leading Alberta into the CN Centre.
That was a huge honor being able to lead the whole province behind me coming into the stadium. We were the first ones into the stadium, so it was a bit of a shocker. Everybody started cheering as soon as the athletes were walking in, and really just a breathtaking experience.
Madell is focused on bringing home gold for Alberta and will have his leadership on full display for the entire nation. Tyson Fedor for Canada Games TV Today.
Another important aspect of these games is team spirit. All these athletes need all the support they can have to achieve their highest goals. Team BC had a pep rally, and our reporter Corey Correa was there to get the story.
Local athletes welcomed Team BC competitors into the ballroom at the Coast Inn of the North for a pep rally to get fired up for the games. Athletes danced and cheered while clad in funky outfits, with photo booths on hand to document the silliness. Olympic silver medalist and Team BC honorary captain Kelsey Surwa welcomed BC's future Olympians to the games.
BC, what is up? All right, guys. You did it. You made it here. The hard part is over.
Team BC is fired up right now. They're so ready to get into their competitive fields, and they just got to carry this energy in there. But it's so awesome being part of their pep rally here today, and yeah, really excited to see what they can pull off.
BC's team is maxed out with a hearty 249 athletes competing in all 19 events.
It's really, everybody's really excited right now. We just got in yesterday. Competition hasn't started yet, but we're feeling good, we're feeling ready.
I'm really looking forward to it. There's every province has a pretty strong team this year, so I think it'll be a good challenge for us.
Team BC is hoping to top their third-place finish at the last Winter Games with a strong effort over the next 2 weeks. Corey Correa for Canada Games TV Today.
Coming up next, Polo Bear Dip. How crazy is that? Well, we had some reporters try it. Stay tuned.
A defining moment for me was when I finished my first internship and got lots of really great feedback from industry professionals.
I would have never imagined I'd be walking into the floors of TSN and thinking,
I'm not a student anymore. I'm here to work.
I will be starting a job with an investigative news program in Toronto, and I'm really excited to see that grow into what will become, hopefully, my dream job.
BCIT broadcast and online journalism, putting you to work.
Well, it's day 4 of the Canada Winter Games, and we're down here at the Plaza where Alan Doyle from Great Big Sea started out doing a sound check and is now basically giving an impromptu concert.
Pretty awesome. I mean, how often do you get to see a concert from a famous guy like this for free?
It's great. It's all part of the Cold Snap Festival, which is going on for the entire duration of the Games. Different Canadian artists from all over the country.
Right on, yeah. And aside from all these wonderful events happening, we of course have the sports. So we'll get to them coming up tomorrow. We've got archery, we've got women's hockey, and even target shooting.
And Zach, if the athletes' performance so far is any indication of how this Games is going to go, I think we have a lot to look forward to.
Absolutely. And you can tune in to Canada Games TV today for more stories on your favorite athletes, as well as people in the community and different events happening around Prince George.
The Canada Games Council addressed the media Monday to announce the relocation of long-track speed skating to Fort St. John's. The move came as a result of unseasonably warm temperatures during the opening days of competition.
The pending forecast coming in and our pillar to make sure that athletes have an exceptional experience. The ice oval is no longer safe to compete at this level, and as a result, we've suspended play here.
The council said that the athletes will be promptly relocated to Fort St. John's to compete in the Pomeroy Sports Centre, one of only 3 indoor speed skating facilities in North America. Competition is scheduled to resume on Wednesday. Robin Batchelor for Canada Games TV today.
It may be normal for polar bears to go into that freezing cold water. For humans though, I'm not so sure. Anyways, we had some of our reporters who insisted on trying it.
Hello, we're here at beautiful Ness Lake, just 40 minutes northwest of Prince George, for a warm welcome to the media at the Canada Winter Games. And what do they have in store? That. A cold pit of despair and broken dreams that I'm about to jump into. Why? Because my producer Kelsey says so. Here we have Dave. He's a program director here at Ness Lake. Welcome, Dave.
Hello. It's great to have you guys here.
So, can you tell us about the tradition of the polar bear dip?
It goes back a long ways for us. This is year like 15 for us, but I mean, there's polar bear dips that have been going on for 50, 60 years across Canada. It's just wild. A wild, wild thing. I don't know where it starts from. Like, you try to think of why would somebody do this?
Yeah, it looks like lots of fun, right?
It's a hoot, an absolute hoot. You're supposed to nod yes. It's not this,
lots
yeah.
Of fun.
Lots of fun, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I'm looking forward to it. What's the silliest thing you've ever seen out here?
We've seen, I mean, there's like costumes that we've seen that are silly. We've seen the Borat over-the-shoulder man-thong thing. That was ridiculous. We've seen 80-year-old guys go in and ill-fitted Speedos. We've seen guys belly flop into the water.
Any advice on what to do when I get in there?
Don't do it. I'm smiling, but don't go. It hurts a lot.
We have Dean here. He's a safety officer, and he's going to give us some tips for staying warm in the water. So, how do we stay warm when we get in there?
Get out as fast as you can.
All right. And will extra chest hair help?
Oh yeah, you should see me. I look like a grizzly bear, and that keeps me good and warm. Yeah. So you should be fine.
Okay. So, what's the best technique for jumping in there?
I would just say cannonball. I hope you come up.
Hope I come up.
Yeah.
And if I go in there and I start freezing up, are you gonna save me?
How much money you got?
It's a tradition here to dress up for the polar bear dip, and they've extended this tradition to us, thankfully. And we've got our producer, Kelsey, who's decided to jump in as well. Kelsey, what do you got on there?
I got my devil wings. I'm not sure why my staff made me wear the devil wings, but that's okay. Well, I guess we'll find out.
It's because she's so nice to us.
Yeah.
And our big boy, Austin, over here. Austin, what do you have on there?
I'm a big fan of Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, so I thought I'd go with that today, so.
You know, I heard there's moose in the area, but I didn't know there were any bears up here. Well, it's about to get 50 shades of cold up in here, so let's get going.
So Corey, what are you feeling?
Well, they said it was going to be negative 3 degrees out here, but I can vouch that it's a lot colder than that. All right, here we go. Well, that's all from Ness Lake. I got a date with a warm bath and some warm cinnamon buns.
I'm proud of you, buddy.
From Ness Lake, for Canada Games TV Today, I'm Corey Correa.
Wondering which province is leading in the Canada Games? Well, here's a little update on the medal counts.
Interact with us online through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and be sure to hashtag all your Canada Games posts with hashtag CGTV Today. Canada Games TV Today airs weekdays at 5 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. at canadagamestv.ca.
This is it for today's show. Thanks for stopping by, and see you tomorrow at the same time.
Via Sport Productions is really a way for us to spread out the reach of amateur sport within BC and the world.
We have an opportunity to live stream, we can cover events, all ages and stages of life. And for the first time, we can bring amateur sport to our community and to our province and to our country.
Via Sport is the organization tasked with making sure all the different moving parts in the sport system are aligned so as to deliver the best possible sport and fitness product for every citizen in every corner of the province.
Via Sport is about growing sport and physical activity throughout the province of British Columbia. At the end of the day, we want more people playing more sport for a longer time in more places.